What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Robel, and my family's from Ethiopia, but I'm from California.
From where?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And you spent most of your life in California.
In California, yes.
And you said your dad was living in Kyiv.
And he lived in Kyiv, yes. He went from Ethiopia there for education, for college. He studied engineering.
Where?
I'm not sure the name of the university, but I know he told me that when he left Ethiopia in the 80s, late 80s, like 88, 87-ish, he went to the USSR, and then he was in Russia for a little bit, but then ended up in Kyiv.
What is his opinion about this situation?
At the end of the day, his position is that anybody who has sovereignty and has their land, they have the right to defend it, and nobody has the right to invade it.
So if you could say one sentence to Mr. Putin, what would it be?
I would tell him to take his troops and go back home and to respect the sovereignty of Ukraine.
If you could say one sentence to Mr. Biden about this, so what would it be?
I'd tell Mr. Biden that he needs to keep his promises about keeping Ukraine safe, and that he needs to do all in his power to make sure that Ukraine citizens and sovereignty is protected.
If you could say one sentence to Mr. Zelensky, what would you say?
I'd tell him to keep on the fight. I've never seen a leader that takes to the front lines, and so he really cares about his people. I think he's encouraging to the rest of the world. It's the reason why we need young leaders. He's truly connected to the people.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
And something to Ukrainians who are now fighting for their country.
I tell the Ukrainians there's people fighting for their sovereignty, for their liberty. I tell them that, at the end of the day, they're fighting for a cause, a just cause, and I'd say, the rest of the world is with them, and, we're praying and hoping for Ukraine.
And something for Russians in Russia.
And for Russians, I would say, for those Russians that have taken the streets in support of Ukrainians, I tell them to keep on going. I know it's difficult when you have to face, arrest and violence. At the end of the day, that's their country, and what they push for is what they'll get. And so, I hope they push for peace.